Hello everybody, myself Nalinikanta Jana, Senior Lecturer in Physics, Bharuneswar Mahavidyalaya, Utkal University. Our today's topic is gravitation and central force. It is in the unit 3 of our core 2 mechanics paper. So, before going to the details of gravitation, let us first start with what is gravitation. In our previous classes, we must have come across different types of forces, out of which there is friction, reaction, tension, gravitation, all are the different forms of forces, different types of forces. So, what is gravitation? It is a force. Which type of force? It is an attractive force, and this force exists between two bodies due to their masses only. So, we can define what is gravitation. It is the force of attraction between two bodies due to their masses only. So, we can write what is gravitation. It is the force of attraction between two bodies due to their masses only. That means gravitation exists only between two bodies. A body means it possesses some mass. So, if there is no body, that means for massless particles, this gravitational force is not possible. So, this gravitational force is attractive, always attractive. Then what is the magnitude of a force and what is the direction of that gravitational force? To know the magnitude of this gravitational force between two bodies, Newton has given a law which is commonly known as Newton's law of gravitation. So, to calculate the magnitude of a force and the direction of a gravitational force between two bodies, let us discuss Newton's law of gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation. Already we know that gravitation is the force of attraction between two bodies due to their masses only. So, the magnitude of this gravitational force and the direction of this gravitational force is explained by Newton in his law. So, let us first discuss the statement of Newton's law of gravitation. What is the statement of Newton's law of gravitation? The law states that in this universe, everybody attracts every other body with a force whose magnitude varies directly with the product of the masses of the two bodies and inversely with the square of the distance between their centers of mass. If the two bodies are massive, then with dimensions, then the distance will be calculated between their centers of mass. But in case we are considering two particles, then the distance will be between the two particles. So, what Newton's law of gravitation says? The statement of Newton's law of gravitation says that in this universe everybody attracts every other body with a force whose magnitude varies directly with the masses of the two bodies and inversely with the square of the distance between their centers of mass. Okay? The law states that in this universe everybody attracts every other body with a force whose magnitude varies directly with the masses of the two bodies and inversely with the square of the distance between their centers of mass. That is, the force varies directly with the masses of the two bodies and inversely with the square of the distance between their center of mass. So, to explain this law, let us consider two bodies. These are the two center of mass of the two bodies and the distance between them is taken as r. Let the masses of the two bodies are here the small m and it is the capital M. Then we can write Newton's law of gravitation in mathematical form as if small m and capital M is equal to masses of the two bodies and r is the distance between their centers of mass, then according to Newton's law, F proportional to m proportional to small m proportional to 1 by r square implies F proportional to m by r square implies F equal to some constant, that constant is g m by r square. This is the mathematical expression for Newton's law of gravitation in scalar form, and we can write this mathematical expression in vector form as. Now, this mathematical expression can be expressed in vector form as F vector is equal to g m by r vector modulus square into r cap. and here is one negative sign, and the negative sign indicates that the force is always attractive in nature. Let us calculate the force of gravitation acting on both the bodies. If F12 is equal to force on the first body due to the second body and F21 is equal to force on the second body due to the first body, and R12 vector is equal to distance of first body from second body. R21 is equal to distance of second body from first body. Now, if R12 is the distance of first body from the second body and R21 is the distance of the second body from first body, such that R12 vector is equal to minus R21 vector. Here we can show that this is R12 vector and here it is R21 vector, which implies the modulus of R12 vector is equal to the modulus of R21 vector is equal to R say. Now F12 can be written as G m by R12 mod square into R12 cap, and F21 is equal to G m by R21 mod square into R21 cap. Since these two forces are attractive in nature, hence here is one negative sign and here is one negative sign. Now, we have already mentioned that R12 vector is the negative of R21 vector. So, in place of R21 vector, we can write minus of R12 vector. So, F12 vector is equal to minus GMM by R12 vector mod square into R12 vector, and this can be written as minus GMM by R12 vector mod cube into R12 vector, and this can be written as minus GMM by R21 vector mod cube into minus of R21 vector, because we have already mentioned that the magnitude of R12 vector is equal to the magnitude of R21 vector, but the direction of R21 vector is opposite to that of the R12 vector. That is why we have written here in place of R12, that is minus R21, and in place of R12 modulus, it is also R21 modulus, and this can be written as the negative, here is one negative, so it is positive G m m by R21 modulus cube into R21 vector, which can also be written as G m m by R21 vector modulus square into R21 cap, and this is nothing but your minus F21. This G m m by R21 mod square into R21 cap is nothing but the negative of F21 vector. So, this can be written as, which implies as F12 vector is equal to minus F21 vector. And these two forces represent the action and reaction pair, implies as F12 vector mod is equal to F21 vector mod, which implies as action and reaction pair. Now, we discussed Newton's law of gravitation, its statement, its mathematical expression, and shown that the gravitational force of attraction between two bodies due to their masses are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Here in the expression for Newton's law of gravitation, one constant is introduced, which is known as the universal gravitational constant. Let us define what is universal gravitational constant and what is its values and why it is known as the universal gravitational constant. Definition of gravitational constant. In deriving Newton's law of gravitation in the mathematical form, we have introduced a constant of proportionality whose symbol is capital G and is also known as the universal gravitational constant. That is, from Newton's law of gravitation, we know that F is equal to G m m by R square, implies as G is equal to F R square by m m. If m is equal to 1 unit and F is equal and R is equal to 1 unit, then G is equal to F. Thus, the universal gravitational constant is the force of attraction between two bodies of unit masses separated by a unit distance apart. Thus, the gravitational constant is the force of attraction between two bodies of unit masses separated by unit distance apart. That is, gravitational constant is the force of attraction between two bodies of unit masses separated by unit distance apart. Gravitational constant is the force of attraction between two bodies of unit masses separated by unit distance apart. Now, what are the important terms connected with this universal gravitational constant? The number one point, universal gravitational constant, which is termed as capital G, is a scalar quantity. The universal gravitational constant is a scalar quantity. Number two, its dimensional formula is m minus 1 L3 T minus 2. Number 3, its units are Newton meter square by kg square in SI unit and in centimeter square by gram square in CGS system. Number 4, the value of gravitational constant is G is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square by kg square, and this is also equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 in centimeter square by gram square. And this universal gravitational constant, that is the constant of proportionality, is known as universal gravitational constant because its value remains same everywhere in the universe. So, in number 5 we can write that this constant of proportionality is known as the universal gravitational constant because its value remains same everywhere in the universe. The constant of proportionality, which is termed as capital G, is known as the universal gravitational constant because its value remains same everywhere in the universe, for which we call this constant as the universal gravitational constant. And this constant comes from Newton's law of gravitation, which explains the force between the two bodies due to their attraction. Now, this force is known as the gravitational force. Then what are the characteristic features of gravitational force? Let us have a brief discussion regarding the characteristic features of gravitational force. Characteristic features of gravitational force. The number one point is the gravitational force is always attractive in nature. The gravitational force is always attractive in nature. Number two, this force exists between two bodies. If there are three bodies, then this gravitational force will be between two bodies, and so for three bodies there will be two pairs. If there are 1, 2, 3, so the gravitational force will be between 1 and 2, between 1 and 3, and between 2 and 3. And this gravitational force is independent of the presence of the other bodies in the neighborhood. That is number 3. This force is independent of the presence of other bodies in the neighborhood. That is, if there are so many bodies present, then the gravitational force will exist between two bodies. That means it always between two bodies. Also, this force is independent of the medium present between the two bodies. The number 4 point is this force is independent of the medium present between the two bodies. Since this gravitational force exists between two bodies only, and these forces between the two bodies are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, hence these forces between two bodies constitute the action and reaction pair. Number 5 point states that this force constitutes the action and reaction pair. Also, from the mathematical expression we know that this F varies inversely with the square of the distance. That is why this gravitational force is a central force. So, number 6 point says that gravitational force is a central force and it is conservative in nature. That means it is conservative in nature. That is why if some work is done due to this gravitational force, then this work done will not depend on the path followed and depends only the position of the two bodies. It is all about the characteristic features of gravitational force. From the beginning, when we started this topic, our intention is what is gravitation, what is Newton's law of gravitation, what are the characteristic features of gravitation and what is universal gravitational constant. Then question arises, what is the importance of this gravitation? Why should we know gravitation? Because only due to gravitation we are present on the surface of earth. That means if there will be no gravitation of earth between sun and earth, then we will not be present on the surface of earth, because we will be flying tangentially outward due to the absence of gravitational force, as the earth is rotating uniformly. But as there is a gravitational force between the sun and the earth, hence we the small bodies exist on earth because our body and the earth exert the gravitational force of attraction and we are on it. Similarly, we are on the surface of earth and we are the living creatures which need the oxygen, that is air, for its growth, for its life. But the presence of air or oxygen on the surface of earth is due to the gravitational force of attraction between the air molecules and the earth. And due to the gravitational force of attraction, the earth and the other planets move around the sun, and for which there are different seasons. If the earth will not move around the sun, then there will be no force of attraction and will not feel the heat and light of sun and will not feel the different seasons on the surface of earth. So, let us write what are the importance of Newton's law of gravitation and the force of gravitation. Importance of gravitation. The number 1 point, due to the gravitational force between sun and earth, the earth moves around the sun. Number 2, due to the attraction of earth on different bodies, earth and different bodies, we are here on the surface of earth. Otherwise, in the absence of gravitation, we will fly off tangentially outward into the space. Number 3, the atmosphere is present due to the gravitation, due to the gravitational force between earth and the air molecules. And as the air molecules are present on the surface of earth, we are alive. So, due to the presence of earth, we feel our presence on earth, the presence of air molecules on earth, the motion of earth around sun, even the motion of moon around sun, all are due to the presence of gravitation. If there will be no gravitation, there will be nobody on the surface of earth, there will be no living creature on the surface of earth, the earth will never move around the sun, or the moon will never move around the sun. So, we feel the importance of gravitation on the surface of earth. Now, we felt that gravitation is quite essential for us, for the bodies on the surface of earth. And as there is the gravitational force between two bodies, there must be a field existing around the massive body, and that field will be termed as your gravitational field. So, let us discuss what is gravitational field. Let us know what is gravitational field. Before going to the details of gravitational field, let us first know what is field. Field is a region or a space whose properties have been modified. You must have come across different fields in your sports activities like cricket field, volley field, football field. Then what is field? Just mark and imagine these fields. The ground is modified just by giving a boundary. In place of cricket, there is a pitch in the ground and a boundary is there, and if the ball will pass the boundary, then it will be termed as 4 runs. And if the ball passes the boundary over, then it will be termed as a sixer. And in this manner, the properties have been modified. And the same ground can be treated as football field if its properties are modified with 2 goal posts and a boundary. Exactly, if we will consider the case of gravitational field, then what is field? It is a region whose properties have been modified, or we can say it as field is a modified region. If a field is a modified region, then what is gravitational field? Gravitational field is a modified region surrounding a body within which its gravitational effect over other bodies are observable. That means, if it is a body of mass m, and if the gravitational effect of this body is observable within this region, then the area enclosed by this body is known as gravitational field. So, in defining gravitational field, we can say that it is a modified space or a region surrounding a body within which its gravitational effect over other bodies are observable. That means, if we will place a body here, then it will be affected by the gravitational effect of this body. If we will place a body here, then it will also be affected by the gravitational force of this body, which is observable. And if we will place a body here, then the body will be affected by the gravitational force, but it is not observable. So, within the field, the gravitational force is observable. Since the gravitational force in Newton's law is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, hence as the distance increases, the magnitude of a force decreases and becomes 0 only at infinite distance. That means, within finite distance, this force is never 0 if there are two bodies, but this force is not observable. In case the mass of the body increases, the force becomes more and more, and for smaller bodies this gravitational force becomes very less. And here the region in which the gravitational effect of the body is observable over other bodies is known as your gravitational field. So, let us write what is gravitational field. It is the modified region around a body within which its gravitational effect over other bodies is observable. And this gravitational field can be explained in two different ways. This gravitational field can be explained in two different ways. That means, vectorially we can also explain the gravitational field, and in terms of scalar we can explain this gravitational field. So, this gravitational field can be explained in two ways. One is vectorially and the other one is in terms of scalar. So, there are two representations of the gravitational field, such as the number one is the vectorial representation and the second one is the scalar representation of gravitational field. So, we can write the gravitational field can be expressed or represented in two different ways, such as the number one is vector representation, and number two scalar representation. If the gravitational field is expressed in terms of a vector, then it is known as gravitational field strength or gravitational field intensity. Similarly, if this gravitational field is represented in terms of scalar, then it is known as gravitational potential, and it can be expressed as so. The vector representation of a gravitational field is known as gravitational field strength or gravitational field intensity. So, the vector representation of gravitational field is known as the gravitational field strength or the gravitational field intensity. And the scalar representation of gravitational field is known as the gravitational potential. So, gravitational field strength and gravitational potential are the two representations of the same gravitational field. As our topic is about gravitation, as our topic of concern is gravitation, hence we have to discuss in detail gravitational field, which is gravitational field strength and the gravitational potential, and we will explain in detail gravitational field and gravitational potential in our next class. Here I am explaining you once again what we have studied now. First, we came to know what is gravitation, what is Newton's law of gravitation, from which the mathematical expression is derived, which is F is equal to g_m_m by r square, and in terms of vector we represented this expression, from which he concluded that the gravitational force between two bodies are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, from which the special characteristic features of gravitational force we discussed, and the importance of gravitational force also we discussed. Now, in explaining the gravitational field, we came to know that a gravitational field can be expressed or represented in two different ways, in terms of a vector and in terms of a scalar. If the gravitational field is represented by means of a vector, then it is known as gravitational field strength or gravitational field intensity. And similarly, if the gravitational field is explained by means of a scalar, then it is known as gravitational potential. So, gravitational field strength and gravitational potential are the two different representations of the same gravitational field. Okay, let us stop here. Many thanks to you.